Hey y'all, I cannot believe it's already October 29th. So, like I promised, we're going to do another true spooky stories from viewers, and this is part two. I got so many of these from y'all, and I thank you so much. I had to narrow it down. Today, I've got four that I'm going to read to you, and then I have a few urban legends from areas that I did not want to leave out because they were really cool. So, let's get started. I'm going to start with Marla from Florida. She sent me one talking about an old farmhouse that her aunt had. She says, my aunt moved into an old farmhouse and she kept hearing faint whispers at night and she could not figure out what in the world it was. She thought it was the wind until one evening her friend stayed over and heard the same voices. And the voices were actually whispering Marla's name, and her friend heard this too. They later discovered that the house had once been a boarding home, so they started researching to see if they could find answers. And they found out that the room she slept in had belonged to a woman who mysteriously vanished in the 1920s, and her family never heard from her again. There had been lots of rumors that this woman had been carried off by a black car that rode by their house one day. But now she is like, yeah, I'm moving my bedroom over one. So thank you, Marla, for sharing that. I wouldn't sleep in that room again either. But we do appreciate you sharing that story with us. Let's see. Then, this is a good one. We have the haunted baby monitor. This is sent in by Kyla and Jeff, and that is what they're calling it. And Kyla and Jeff are from Demopolis, Alabama, so they're Alabama people. Thanks for sending this in. She said that you always hear people talking about hearing stuff on their baby monitors. And she said that they began hearing strange voices through their baby monitor one night. She said they heard whispers and laughter, sometimes crying, and it was not their baby's cry. She said they replaced the baby monitors twice, but the sounds continued. She said they checked the attic, checked everywhere to see if they could figure out if there were windows open, where these things would be coming from. And she said that they could never figure out where the sounds were coming from. She said that one day they were cleaning out the attic and they found some old toys and a dusty cradle that were left behind by the previous owners who had left a journal in that cradle that said they lost a child decades earlier. So now they're actually trying to figure out if their house is haunted. They've even contacted some of the television paranormal investigators. So we'll be anxious to hear if those guys go and investigate their house. Thank you, Kyla and Jeff from Demopolis, for sending that story in. That one's great. Thank you. Okay, let's move on with the next one. This one is from Lindley. She lives in Tuscaloosa at the University of Alabama, and she is a college student. And she said that she has a dorm that's all her own, so she lives alone. And that one night she noticed a shadow moving past her bedroom door. And she said that since then, she's noticed every night at around 3 a.m., she sees the same shadow. So she thought that it was her imagination until she set up her phone to record it one night. She said the next morning, she watched the footage and a dark figure glided past the door, paused, and turned toward the camera before vanishing. She said that she is not sure if anybody is aware, but the old Tutwiler dorm was said on many occasions to be haunted. She said that she has put in an application to move to a new dorm, and she is just waiting to see if she'll get approved. She said that she feels very unsettled every night just trying to go to sleep, knowing that this figure keeps walking past her door. So that was a good one. We'll wait to hear back from Lindley and see if she gets that new dorm room approved. I understand it's pretty hard to do down there. But we sure do appreciate you sharing that story with us, Lindley. Okay, let's see. We have Camden from Texas, and it's another college student story, so this one's kind of cool. He said, I recently was told that I would be getting a full college scholarship to the University of Texas in the fall of 2026. He said, I lost my grandmother many years ago, but she was so proud of the fact that I was a football player and that I made really good grades. He said he came home from school, laid his books down, and noticed that he had gotten a new voicemail on his phone. So he said he clicked the voicemail to find out who had called, and he received a voicemail from his grandmother. The message was short. It said, Hey Camden, it's Gram. I am so proud of you. He said he checked the call log and the number matched her old landline. Disconnected a few years ago when she passed away. He said he stood there in silence, then listened to it again, and he said, I have not erased it, and that he knows that she is watching him. Wow, Camden, that one gave me chills. That's a good one. Thanks for sending that, buddy. Okay, in addition to some true stories, I also got a couple of urban legends from people from the areas that they live in, so I thought I'd throw a couple of these in. Let's start with the candle in the window. This is sent in from Janice in New Mexico. She said there's an old Holloway house. A single candle burns in the attic window there every Halloween. The house has been empty for decades, but the candle never goes out. She says that some say it's the spirit of Mrs. Holloway, waiting for her husband who never returned from the war. Others claim if you climb the stairs and look into the mirror beside the candle, you'll see not your reflection, but the face of whoever's death is nearest. Yeah, we're not going to go anywhere around that candle. Thanks, Janice. That one's kind of cool. Let's see. Mike, another Texas boy, sent in an urban legend about the last trick-or-treater. It says, in a quiet suburb in Texas, a family once opened their door to a little boy in a ghost costume long after the other children had gone home. He didn't speak, he just held out his bag. So they dropped some candy in, and when he turned to leave, they noticed that his feet were not touching the ground. He says that the family later learned that a boy had died on that street one Halloween night 50 years before, and it has then been known as the White House on Coker Street. So that's a good one. I love stories about old urban legends. Okay, we'll finish this one out with one from Lila in Mississippi. She said that every Halloween there is a place that they go called Miller's Cornfield. She said the wind through Miller's cornfield sounds almost human. She said locals say it's the voice of Clara Miller, who is the farmer's daughter who vanished one October night a century ago. They say that if you walk between the rows after midnight, you'll hear her whisper your name, softly at first, then closer until you feel her cold breath on your neck. No one who's heard her twice has ever gone back. All right. I want to thank you all so much for these great stories and urban legends that y'all sent during the month of October. It has made Hauntingly so much fun. I hope that everybody has a safe, happy Halloween night, and we'll pick up here again next year. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.